Okay, so we are recording. Happy Thursday, everybody. Super excited and glad you guys popped on. If you guys have anybody else that you think might join us, then be sure to go ahead and tag them and we'll go ahead and get started. So tonight, I thought about just sharing some tips on just some of the biggest tips that I see that can help your business be successful. And at first I was like, yeah, I'll do like 10 tips. And then I was like, okay, my list was a little bit longer than that. But I do have a list going. So if you guys have a pen and paper, if you feel like you want to write anything down, it'll be pretty straightforward. But you will see me looking at my notes and we will just dive right in. These are in no particular order either. So I might kind of jump around here and there. And then if you guys have anything to add in, feel free to utilize the chat. I'll go back and look at that after we're finished in case anybody has any questions. Just be sure you are muted and we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll start off with one we have talked about quite often recently. And one thing that's really going to help your business is knowing your why. Again, we've talked about this several times, so I won't go into it that much. But your why is really going to keep you going when you have hard times. So you want to think of a strong why of why you are doing this. You know, if it's for the money, then think hard. Why do you want the money? If it is, you know, so that you can quit your job, why do you want to quit your job? You know what I'm saying? You want to think hard. That way, when you have hard days, you're going to go back to this why. And you're like, this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I want this. That is your why. Okay. Second, mindset. We've talked about this a lot lately too. Your mindset can really affect your business. I would be lying if I said that everybody, I mean, for the most part, pretty much everybody does come in saying or doubting themselves, right? Everybody comes in saying, I'm not a good salesperson. How many people hears that when people's like, oh, I'm going to try it, but I don't know. I'm not a good salesperson. I don't really think nobody's going to order off of me. I really don't know how I'm going to do. Hardly any time do we ever have anybody say positive things like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. Most people jump in with that negative mindset. And that is the problem. And that's what we need to try to bring people out of that negativity and let them focus on the positive things. We need to focus on things that we can. Okay. You see people succeeding, you're no different than them. Okay. You can do the hard things and you have to change your mindset. I didn't go too deep into those because we have talked about that quite often lately. Fall in love with our products. Okay. Why would somebody purchase these products off of you if you don't love them? How are you going to share these products if you don't love them and you don't use them? Okay. One of the things that I hate seeing from consultants, and I'm not saying I've seen you do it, but I have seen people do it. Absolutely hate seeing is people sharing candles or people sharing bath and body products that they've got. Like, I don't understand. Like, that is horrible for your business. Like, why would you do that? Why on earth would you expect somebody to come and purchase wax and warmers off you because they're so safe, but yet you're burning a candle in your house? Or why would you expect somebody to go get the hand soap and our body wash and all that's so good, but then you see them standing in line with their Scentsy shirt on at Bath and Body Works? Like, to me, it makes no sense. And to some of you guys, you're like, yeah, I don't do that. And thankfully you don't, but there is people who do that. I'm sure you've seen people in your downline that do that. And I do not understand. So you have to fall in love with the product. And if you're going to use that stuff, that's fine, but don't plaster it all over social media. I've seen people post pictures with their bath and they have other brand bath stuff and their candles going, everything right there. And it makes no sense. And people see that. If we're seeing that, customers are seeing that, and they're going to, why in the world would they purchase that off of you if they don't even think you use it? They're not going to do it. You have to fall in love with our products and you have to share your love for our products. Leading on, we have to be knowledgeable about the products. Okay. Not only about the products, but about our business. Okay. You have to educate yourself. It's not your sponsor's job to educate you. It's not your director's job to educate you. Anything they give you is extra. That's them being extra with you. You have to educate yourself. You should know how long our Scentsy pods last if somebody asks you. You should know how long a wax bar is going to last. You should know the host rewards. If somebody says, okay, I want to have a party, what do I need? You need to know those host rewards. You need to study it. You need to know that. Somebody has $400 in orders, they're only getting $40 worth of free product. You're going to push them to that 500. Why? Because you know that they're going to get $75 worth of free product. You should know this stuff. You should know our bundle deals. Okay. And if somebody buys 5 wax bars, I hope you are trying to get them that 6th one for free. If somebody wants a warmer, you're going to tell them about our bundle, how they can add 3 more bars and get a discount. Know your bundles. You need to study your website, your personal website, and also study that product training guide that you get. If you don't have one, you can go onto Workstation and you can download it. You need to be knowledgeable about our products because it is your job. People's going to ask you questions and you should know. And if you don't know the answer, that's fine. But you need to know where to find the answers. Okay. You don't have to go to your upline. You should know where to find those answers at. So be knowledgeable. You want to find ways to make yourself stand out. Why should somebody choose you? Okay, if you're in a small town like me and I feel like we have 100 consultants in our area, why are they going to choose me? I want them to choose me and I need to stand out. You want to brand yourself. I brand myself so this is just something I do. Every paycheck, I save out a little bit of money to get maybe a new shirt. Maybe it's just supporting a small business. There's people that does $15 shirts. I'll get me a new shirt or maybe a keychain, or I just bought myself an umbrella out of the Cincy Success store. Just little things like that, just to brand myself. When I go out, people's going to know I'm a Cincy consultant. I have it on the back of my car. It's so funny. The other day I had 2 people send me a message. They had both seen me out and they was like, hey, I think I seen you. And it was a picture of my back glass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you seen me. They knew it was me. And now I kind of get nervous. If Corey's driving and he has road rage or something, I'm like, hold on, my name's on the back of this car. They know it's me. But anyways, you want to brand yourself. You want people to know that you sell Cincy. And then you want to stand out. You want to be somebody that people's going to know, like, and trust. We've all heard that. So we all have problems, right, in our life. I'm not telling you to necessarily hide those things, but on social media where people see me, I'm a pretty positive person, to be honest, but I try to be positive. I try not to share political views. People are watching you, and it's extremely important. You want people to come to you. And if they think you're grouchy all the time or complaining all the time, likely they're going to choose somebody else. And that's just how it is. So you want to find ways to make yourself stand out. One of the best ways to make yourself stand out, you guys already know what it is. It's outstanding customer service. Customer service is going to set you apart from others. Okay. And if you're not doing what you should be doing with customer service, that's fine. You can start. You can start right now changing up how you do things. But your customer service is huge in your business, and it is going to keep people coming back. It's going to make people refer others to you. Okay. It is going to help you. So what's some things you can do to provide excellent customer service? It's simple. Just think of how you would want to be treated. And you guys might have heard this story before. It's not, I've mentioned it several times. I remember I ordered off of another direct sales company from another consultant, and I do that all the time. I try to support others. And I ordered off their website. I know them. They're from my town. They didn't message me a thank you. They sure didn't send me nothing in the mail, thank you, which that's fine. I didn't get a text. I didn't get a message. I didn't get anything. So you know what? I didn't feel appreciated. I didn't feel like, I was like, did they even know that I ordered? Did they even see it? So for me, that was fine. I'm still friends with them. Yeah, I never brought it up. But the next time I ordered, I didn't order off of them. I chose somebody else. I chose somebody who made me feel appreciated. And that's something you need to think about. Okay, you need to be seeing when you get orders in. Don't just be waiting and seeing if you're going to get an email. Sometimes you look over emails. You need to be looking in your history. You need to be seeing when people order. You want to immediately send a thank you text. You know how often I send texts, guys? It says their phone number right there. Text them and say thank you. I don't care if you've never talked to them before in your life. Tell them who you are. Tell them thank you as soon as you see it. It's extremely important to tell them thank you and let them know that you appreciate them, because you do. You want them to know and feel important. Now, you don't have to send things in the mail, but I highly encourage, if it's not in your budget, you can do one simple thing. It's called go to the Dollar Tree, get a pack of cards, and hand write a thank you card. I'm telling you, handwritten notes are huge. Another thing, I bought elderberry syrup from a girl. She was like a mom and she had some farm, and I found her on Facebook. Okay. She sent me a handwritten thank you card with my order. It was packaged in my order because she packaged up the order herself. And to me, I was like, wow, she took time to write a thank you. She might not have wrote it. She might have wrote 50 in advance. But the point was is that she took the time to write thank you. And I know that I helped her family out. I know I was appreciated. And I continue to still do business with her today because she took the time just to simply say, thank you for your order. I appreciate you, whatever it might be. But handwritten cards and candy can go a long way. I'm telling you, that's what I love, just getting little candies from the Dollar Tree, a handwritten note. And of course, I add more, but if you're on a budget, then just do that. It can be as simple as that. Text somebody and tell them thank you, a Facebook message, tell them thank you, and follow up with them. And so follow up, that was what I was going to say. Sorry. Fortune is in the follow up. We've all heard it. Guys, follow up is huge. And I highly encourage you to have some type of system. That system's not up here. Trust me, I tried that. I thought I could remember all of these things and I couldn't. You can't. It's not possible. Do not do it up here. You need to have some type of follow up system. We talked about all of that all the time, whether it be the Amy app, whether it be some type of paper app, whatever it might be, you need to have some type of system. You need to be tracking. You need to know when their order's shipped. Send them a text, send them a message and say, hey, just wanted to let you know your order shipped out. It's supposed to be here on this date. Then you're going to follow up again and be like, your order should have been arrived or should have arrived today. I just wanted to make sure you got it. I can't wait to see what you thought about it or to hear what you thought about it. So you're going to let them know when it ships. You're going to check in with them to make sure they got it. And then, whether you do it a couple of days later, a week later, whatever, you're going to check in and make sure they love the product. That's why we can't do it up here. You're not going to remember who you checked in with all the time. You have to have some type of system. You're not only thanking them when they're ordering, you're letting them know their order's shipped, even if it's coming to you and you're delivering it to them. Let them know their order's shipped. You're going to let them know when it's going to be delivered, or if you're dropping it off, if you're meeting them, and then you're going to check in after and make sure they love their product and they're satisfied with it. And then if it's been a while since they've ordered, you're going to check in with them again. See how they're doing with their product, see if they need any refills, just check in with them on a personal level. It's extremely important to provide excellent customer service, and it can change your business because if you are not treating them the way they want to be treated, trust me when I say somebody else will. And you might have lost customers already. I've lost customers before because guess what? I'm always learning. And maybe I didn't have excellent customer service, or maybe I didn't have a system going and I forgot to follow up with somebody and they've chose to go to somebody else. And that's all on me. It's on nobody else but myself. And it does happen. So if you don't have any type of system in place, I highly encourage that is something that can change your business, is a system for follow-up and make people feel appreciated. Let them know how thankful you are for them. You treat them like queens, right? You treat them like royalty to where they're not going to want to go anywhere else. They want to come to you because you make them feel appreciated and you are good to them. Okay, you spoil your customers. If you can spoil them, give them all the samples, give them all the things. If you have somebody that places a big order, I have a girl, one time she lives on a military base. So whenever she orders, her orders are normally minimum $200 because, she just orders a couple times a year and we just do it all at once. And so what I usually do is I'm like, okay, I put in a party for her. I wouldn't be a good consultant if I just added it to a party and me take the free stuff. If she's using that big, or if she's placing that big of an order, then guess what? I'm like, hey, I'm going to put you in for a party. I'm going to give you some free and half price items off of it. And she appreciates that. She knows that when she places those big orders like that, then I'm going to give her the free and half price product of it because it's like a party order. Okay. You're doing them a disservice if you don't tell them about it. Okay. So always look out for your customers. Label everything. I don't care if you have 6 bars being sent to your mom. Your mom might gift those. Let's be honest. They might gift them to somebody else. And if you don't have it labeled, then that person don't know who to come back to. You might have met somebody at an event, say a year ago, 2 years ago. Some people don't use room spray like we do, guys, and it might take them 2 years to use it. They might want to refill. And the only way that they know how to follow up with you is on that label. You need to make sure everything is labeled. Everything. While we're on that topic, Avery, you can print your own. Super easy. Go to Walmart, get the Avery labels, go to avery.com, create your own. Super cheap, affordable, everything's labeled. No matter where it's going. Again, I don't care if it's a relative. You need to have it labeled. If you think they're going to be the only person that uses it, you need to have it labeled because they could always give it to somebody else. So label everything that goes out, everything.
My God.
You want to listen and observe. Listen and observe always. Okay, so you always want to be listening to people, observing people, whether that being on social media. Say somebody is on there saying, for example, we just got a new teammate. She, it was a reinstatement. She was saying, does anybody know of any work from home jobs? Hello, that's us. I don't care if she had tried it before. We're going to tell her about it again. And she joined and she's got sales. Okay. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to offer the opportunity. Okay, guys, people in this business make unbelievably amounts of money, and you can make unbelievably amounts of money. What would you do? Seriously, I mean, think about it. What would you do if you just got paid $20,000 a week ago for 1 month? How would your life change? Not even 20,000. What about 10,000? 5,000? $500? $200? Think of what that could do for somebody. You don't determine if Cincy would be for them. You are always offering the opportunity to people. Somebody could use that extra $50 a month, an extra $100 a month. Okay. They always, so you want to be listening. If you see that somebody, okay, me, when I worked, I got the summer blues like crazy, guys. I hated working. I hated working outside the home. I did, but I hated it, especially in the summertime. It'd be pretty. All these people would be in their pools, and there I was stuck at a desk, and I hated it. People do that. Be watching, be listening for it. Be watching for places that you can just kind of swoop in and tell them about Cincy. You want to share the opportunity and never be embarrassed by it. Okay. If I go to a doctor's office and they fill out what's your occupation, I'm a Cincy consultant. I'm not embarrassed to say that, and you shouldn't be embarrassed to say that. Okay. It is your job, and you want to share the opportunity. Okay. Because everybody can benefit from this. I've heard of lawyers doing it. People's going to be like, oh, a lawyer wouldn't want that. They don't need the money. Maybe they don't want it for the money. I've heard of lawyers that's retired after they've joined Cincy. You don't make up their mind for them. So always be listening, always be observing so that you can offer the opportunity. Be your best customer. Okay. You want to be buying this stuff. Of course, we're going to try to get it for free and half price, clearly. But you want to gift Cincy. Know somebody having a baby? Hello, we got our little Rosemary the rabbit. We had Lenny, you know what I'm saying, but we have things for babies. If you have maybe a new mom, you can do like a spa bundle, anything like that. Gift Cincy all the time. You can add something else in there. Don't feel bad for gifting Cincy. Gift Cincy anytime you can. Okay. Gift Cincy. If you're not gifting Cincy, you need to start. Okay. One of the absolute biggest things, you guys ready to be listening? Heard it a billion times, and it's consistency. We can say anything. It's being consistent in all the things. All the things. You're going to be consistent in following up. You're going to be consistent in learning. We're always learning. Consistent in offering the opportunity, meeting new people. Consistent in building connections in your social media. Legit, everything in your business you need to be consistent on. Work on being consistent. Find what works for you and then be consistent in that. Power hour. Okay, I highly encourage everybody to be working their business every single day, at least 1 hour. Not telling you to work your business 8 hours. That'll get you a quick burnout. We do this because we can work our own hours. We can work our own schedule. And if you have a power hour and systems in place, then guess what? You can be extremely productive in that 1 hour. So in that 1 hour, you want to be doing IPAs, which is income producing activities. Okay. You're going to be booking parties. You're going to be following up. You're going to be running reports, coaching calls if you have a team. Now, this is where it gets a little different. Samples can be good. I give samples to customers. Samples is not the first thing I do. If I have an hour to do something, I'm not going to be like, okay, I need to make my samples. No, that is not a priority. And if you're making samples and you're handing them out and you're not following up, then it's doing you no good. If you're going and you're giving out samples, then you better be following up, or those samples are doing nothing for your business and it's just wasting your time. Okay. Samples are not considered a priority, but again, they are good to have, but you want to make sure that you do the important income producing activities first. Okay. So during your power hour, write down before you do it, if it's a week in advance, a day in advance, what you're going to do that day. Put your phone down. I did that today, guys. I'm horrible with my phone. Okay, it'll go off. I feel like I need to look at it. Sometimes I literally have to go put it in another room. And you know how much more productive I am when I put my phone down. I could get so much done in 1 hour without my phone, with a list of things I need to do and get them done. Okay, so I highly encourage you to work your business at least 1 hour, a power hour, and teach your team to do that too. Don't sweat the small stuff. Again, this is extremely important. All these things are important, whether they sound like it or not, until it hits you. And then you're like, yeah, okay, that's what she was talking about. Don't sweat the small stuff. Somebody quits. Might not seem that small at the moment, but it is. Okay. Don't sweat when somebody quits, because I promise you, they're always going to quit. Somebody is always going to quit. I was actually, listen how crazy this was. I went to my first summit, and there was a superstar director talking. And in one day, do you know what she lost? I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100%. But it was either 2 superstar directors and 1 star director in one day, or it was 1 superstar director and 2 star directors in one day. Either way, star directors and superstar directors, 3 in one day, she lost them. Did she quit? Nope. But how crazy is that in one day? And then we get mad when somebody quits. Like, I mean, I'd be panicking a little, but the point is we just got to dust it off and get back up. Don't sweat the small stuff. Something sells out. Yeah, it sucks. But guess what? It's not the end of your business. People's not going to judge you because you wasn't able to get their stuffed animal. They're not going to. Okay. Do not sweat the small stuff. If people's not liking or commenting, I have people say that all the time. Well, I post on social media and nobody likes or comments. I'm just going to quit. I just quit posting. Like, nobody, so-and-so can post this and they get all kinds of likes. I do, and then I don't. Nobody says anything. Trust me when I say people see you. People see what you're doing, whether you know it or not. They do. Just because they don't like it, just because they don't comment it, they're watching you. I post stuff all the time and I get 0 interaction. Then I might post something else and then I get all kinds. It's just the name of the game. Don't take it personal. As much as we feel like we're on social media all the time, people might not have even seen your post. I promise, half the time people didn't even see it. Do you know how many times I can talk about a party? Sometimes I have nothing. And then the next day I'll have like 5 people comment. And it's like, where was you these last 3 days that I posted it? It happens. Don't sweat the small stuff. Okay. It's not going to be a break for your business. It's really not. It's not going to hurt your business. You might be upset a little bit. Don't go to social media complaining. Don't go to your downline complaining. Don't do that. You need to be positive. Find somebody that you can connect with, whether it be your sponsor, your director, somebody in your upline that you feel safe with, that if you just want to vent a little, you can vent a little. And then guess what? Get over it. That's what we have to do. Walk away, get over it. And then your business just keeps going. Do not sweat the small stuff. Personal development. We should always be striving to grow all the time. We never stop growing. I don't care where you're at in this business. We're always growing. Okay. You want to look at trainings, guys. Our workstation offers trainings. We have a training center in there every Tuesday. They post new trainings. I don't know if you guys know that. There's trainings in there every Tuesday. We have our Zooms. Thank you guys for watching these, whether it's the replay or the live. Tune in for the Zooms. There's podcasts. There's books you can read. There's a billion YouTube trainings that you can find. Let's see. Yeah. I was going to use an example. I had it wrote down and I was like, what was I talking about? You want to train yourself on these things. You always want to be growing. For example, let's say Canva. Maybe you don't use Canva a lot, or maybe you've heard of Visly but don't know how to use it. Do you know how you're going to get good at it? By educating yourself on it, by going and learning. How do you think I learned this stuff? I have people come to me all the time and I'm like, guess how I learned? I watched YouTube videos. That's the same thing you can do. If I don't know how to use Visly, I search it up in Google, pops up a video, and that's how I learn it. You have to learn and you have to be growing all the time. You should be watching trainings all the time. Another example, you ask people, what do you have trouble with in your business? Almost pretty much everybody says, I have trouble recruiting and sponsoring people. What do you need to be doing? You need to be finding trainings on recruiting. You need to be following people that are recruiting rock stars. There are people who are amazing at it. You need to follow them. I'm not telling you to do what they do, but I'm telling you to follow their behaviors. Follow the behaviors of successful people. If you're struggling in something, then you need to find somebody who's good at it and you need to follow their behaviors. And you're not going to copy things that they're doing. You're going to follow their behaviors. You're going to watch different people. You're going to relate to different people. You're going to watch the trainings, listen to the podcast. A lot of people wake up in the mornings and they'll do daily devotionals or listen to podcasts. That way, right out of the gate, they have they're happy right from the gate. I had another lady, another superstar director that I met, and she's always so happy. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this real? But it's real. She's literally always as happy. One thing she said, every night before bed, I write down 3 things that went good that day. 3 things I was thankful for, 3 things that went good. The next morning, that's the first thing she does, is reads those 3 things off. It starts her off with a positive day. It's little things like that, but you always have to be growing, and self-development is huge, or personal development, I'm sorry. So be yourself and unique, but also follow the behaviors of successful people. So that's what I had said a minute ago. You're going to learn all the things. You're going to practice those things. You're going to implement them in your business. Likely you're going to fail some. Guess what? You're going to learn more. You're going to practice more, and you're going to get better at it. Okay, you guys ready for this one? Don't chase team members. This was a hard one for me. There was times I was begging people to be active. Don't get me wrong. I still follow up with people. I still check in with my downline. I still check in with people. But there's times that you will check in and try to beg people and they will ignore you, and it sucks. And you're like, I hate when I send a text or a message and somebody doesn't say anything. Like, it's rude. Like it is, but it happens to everybody. Do not chase your team members. People will quit. People's always going to quit. It's always going to happen. And I had heard this on another training because, again, I love watching trainings and it made so much sense. If you're having a team-related struggle, if you're having a struggle, or pretty much all the time if you're stuck in your business, if you're stuck in a spot in your business, do you know what the answer is? Almost all the time is to recruit new people. That's what it is. And that's what we're all scared of, guys. But when it comes down to it, recruiting new people is almost always going to fix your problem. Here's what she said. You're going to recruit the many to find the few. Recruit the many to find the few. So you're going to recruit all these people, guys, and you're going to find a few people that has the fire and the passion like you have. You're going to find a few people that's going to have that drive to do their best. You're going to find a few people that's going to show up. You're not having to chase them. They're there. They're right there with you. They're ready to learn. You're one person away from changing your business. We've all heard that, and it's the case. You might have to recruit 30 people before you find that one rock star, but that one person can change your business, and you always have to be recruiting. Recruiting is almost always the answer, and it's something you need to get comfortable with and that you need to start watch. Again, if you're having trouble, if you're doubting, then watch people who's good at it. See what they're doing and try to follow their behaviors. Okay. Let's see. Be consistent in social media. So there's a billion social media platforms right now, right? Find one that's your favorite. Find one that you can stick with. Find one that you can post in regularly to where you're not feeling so stretched out. If you're trying to do Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, if you're trying to do all the things, you're going to get a little overwhelmed. Find something that you love, stick with it, and master it. Okay. Be really good at it. Be consistent with it. How are you going to connect with people? How are you going to find new connections? We've talked about this about social media a ton of times. Find interest with other people that they feel is relatable so they want to come to you. They want to learn more about you. And then they're also going to learn about Scentsy. I'm big into Instagram right now. I'm big into home decor. Guess what? I've had several people I've never met that I've only met through social media, and I've done these home tours. We do like little home tours where you share pictures, all this, and I've met with them, and it's been a couple months now, and they've ordered off of me. I would have never known them if it wasn't for social media. And guess what? I want to keep building on them. I want them to be a continuing customer. Hey, maybe they'll even join my team one of these days, right? You want to find something and you want to be good at it. You want to be consistent at it. If you're not consistent with it, for one, all of these platforms has like the algorithms. So the less consistent you are, if you post today, don't post for 3 or 4 more days, likely a lot of people ain't going to see it. That platform knows when you're using their platform. And if you're not, then they're just, they show those that use it more. That's just how it works. So you need to be consistent, post daily, share daily, talk about your actual life. Do not post all Scentsy all the time. They want to know you. Let them know you're a real person. Be consistent in social media. Sorry. Okay. Now this I put at the bottom because this is for those of you. Now, a lot of that stuff, guys, that can work if you're an essential consultant, right? That can help your business all around the board, all those things that we talked about. We're going to go a little bit deeper, and this is for those of you who really want to do well in your Scentsy business, who really want to grow your Scentsy business. You want to strive for excellence. I know it sounds crazy, but strive for excellence in all the things. You want to set high goals. I'm going to tell you some high goals that you need to be trying to get. And again, this is going to be for those of you who really want to do good in this business. Those of you who want to get thousands of dollars on a paycheck. Those of you who believe in yourself and say, one of these days, I'm going to get a $20,000 paycheck. Those of you that says, I'm going to earn that next incentive, or I'm going to earn those Chuck Taylor shoes, whatever it might be. This is for you. Okay. You really need to focus on your front line and your active front line. Your active front line reflects your paycheck. I don't know if you guys realize that. You should always be looking at how many active front line you have and try to beat that number. That's what I do anyways. Try to beat that previous month's number. The more active front line you have, the higher your paycheck's going to be. The more front line you have, the more active front line you're going to have. Okay. If you have 50 people in your front line, let's just be honest, there might be 25 of them that's active. Okay. Because that's just how it works sometimes. You want to grow. You guys want to know? I want to challenge you guys. I'm going to challenge myself. This is not something that's going to take you 5 years to do. This can very well be done. I want you to focus on growing. Again, recruiting is normally always the answer to your problem. Try to get 100 frontline. Sounds crazy, right? But it's not something you can't do. You have to challenge yourself. That means you personally sponsor and you have at least 100 people in your front line. Look at how many could be active. Look at how much easier it makes, how stressful it is when you're chasing these people to try to get them active. What if you had all these people and the numbers just came? Okay, because you had so many people. The more people you have, the easier it makes it to hit your numbers. It's just how it is. You don't have to have everybody getting 4,000 PRV. Awesome when they do. I'm not saying that, but you don't have to rely on that. The more people, you're okay with having all these hobbyists. These hobbyists are good to have. Okay. So strive for 100 frontline. Make it a goal. Set a deadline for yourself. Okay. And how are you going to do that? You need to recruit at least two a month. That's what it comes down to. Do not quit until you recruit 2 a month. If you're closing out parties, then guess what? You have a discounted starter kit to offer. And if you are not getting somebody to join your team, then you're missing that opportunity. So try for at least two new try for 2 new teamies a month. Strive for 2,000 every month. We encourage our team to do that. You're going to get a pay raise. Strive for that 2,000 every month. Why are you not getting it? If you're having trouble getting 2,000 PRV, watch trainings on it. Book the parties, book the events. That's what you need to do. You're going to have flops. So the more you have, the better you are. Okay. If you have 5 parties that month, say 2 of them do good, or say you have 8 parties and 4 of them do good, or you have an event. One might be a flop, the other one might be good. You need to schedule all of these things. You need to book your calendar. Okay. Strive for 2,000 PRV, strive for at least 2 new teammates every month. And once you get them there, then what? You try to get them to shooting star. You try to get them to certified ASAP. ASAP. You help them get there. And yeah, you never stop building. If you want to be successful in this business and grow a team, then you always have to be sponsoring. Always. It never stops. And when somebody quits, you just keep going. You got to just keep recruiting. You're never going to get to a magical number. I'm not going to be like, oh, I've got 100 frontline. I'm done now until some of them quit. No, you are always sponsoring. Always. Nobody ever stops. I don't care if you're the top performer in Cincy, they're always still sponsoring, and that's why they are the top performer. Let's just say that. But that was all of my notes. So if you guys, I want to open the chat up. It looks like we have a couple